Hey y'all, Dr. Trehunna. So let me go ahead and paint the picture for you. Let's say life is amazing, right? You're doing great, you cannot complain. But then one day you wake up and for some odd reason you have no desire to get up out from bed, you have no motivation to go to work, and you start to experience some depression or anxiety symptoms, okay? So today what we're gonna cover is why this could possibly be happening out of the blue and what you can do to prevent this from happening again at a future date, all right? Because when it's all said and done, all of this could be attributed to what you're putting inside your diet, okay? Or what you're putting inside your stomach and your body, okay? So first things first, just so you have an idea, a lot of serotonin that's being produced is happening within your gut, all right? Now, we actually have about 3 to 4 trillions of gut microbiota that lives within us. But we have a symbiotic relationship with it, which means what? We help it out, it helps us out, okay? The gut flora can actually go ahead and create energy for us. About 20 to 30% of the energy that we use day in and day out is actually produced from the microbiome, all right? Now, also what the microbiome can do for us, it can help regulate our blood sugars, okay? It can also help alleviate a lot of stress or its blood pressure and produce hormones and short-chain fatty acids or CFFAs that's gonna allow your body to run optimally, okay? Such as propionate, acetate, and butyrate, okay? Which is like the main energy source for your colonocytes, which is in your intestine, all right? Now, ironically, in order for your body to produce serotonin, it needs a precursor. Guess what that precursor is? Tryptophan. Now, tryptophan actually comes from protein. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid, which means what? Your body cannot produce it by itself. It needs it exogenously, which means what? From an outside source. So you have to actually eat the tryptophan so your body can produce its own serotonin. But serotonin within itself, about 90% of serotonin that's produced in your body happens to come from your gut. But here's the issue. Because the average American eats a SAD diet, which is a standard American diet, we're not giving our body the things it needs to create the energy or the fuel that not only your body needs, your brain needs. Because a lot of people don't know that your brain runs off the same type of things that your body runs off of. So if your body is suffering, your brain is suffering. If you're not giving your body the right type of nutrients, your brain is suffering too. Because what's happening in the body is going to basically mirror exactly up top, all right? So if you're noticing that for some odd reason you're having more cognitive, you just can't think as straight, more brain fog, right? You don't feel as sharp, 9 times out of 10, that's due to your diet, what you're putting inside your mouth, okay? So that's why a lot of people have problems with mental disorders or psychological issues. But 9 times out of 10, all these things are bi-directional correlations. So if you have cardiovascular disease, 9 times out of 10, you probably are dealing with some sort of depressive symptoms, anxiety, or bipolar. If you are type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic, you are more likely to have mental issues as well. Once again, bipolar, anxiety, or depression. If you are obese, based on BMI, you're more susceptible for you to have the exact same problems, okay? And this is all based off what you're providing your body and what type of metabolic response that's happening within your body, all right? So when people are not giving their body enough protein, that's why I tell my clients all the time, make sure you're eating enough protein. Not because you're trying to lose fat, it's because your hair, your skin, your nails, everything that you see outside, that is protein. So your body needs these things. Your enzymes that breaks things down within your body is based off of protein. Protein is literally the structural foundational block for the human body. Every human biological process needs some protein. Now your hormones, majority of them are cholesterol derived, which means what? They coming from fat, right? Carbs, outside carbs, your body doesn't need that because your body can actually produce its own source of carbs or glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. Glucose, which means glucose, you already know what that means. Neo, which means new, genesis, okay? So your body's a machine and the ultimate survival mechanism But your body can only do what you tell it to do. And your body can only use the raw materials that you provided. That's why if you give your body a whole lot of carbs and fat, then you're telling your body to store fat. If you see a bodybuilder and they had chicken, broccoli, and rice, they're telling their body to build muscle. Store this muscle or store this amino acids. That's why they get big and strong. All right? So what you need to do, if you're somebody who is dealing with some sort of anxiety or depressive symptoms, or you feel like you just caught the blues and you're in a funk, you gotta go ahead and beat it. What I want you to do is 3 simple things. You need to start eating more protein and cut out the processed refined carbs. What is a processed refined carb? This is refined carb, bread, right? What's a processed food? This is a processed food. This is a processed food. Technically, this is a processed food, even though it says protein powder, okay? So if it comes in a bag, it comes in a box, or it has a barcode on it, these are processed foods. So what you need to focus on is getting better quality processed foods if you're gonna have it, right? But you don't want to have a lot of processed foods that got wheat, grain, soy, corn, etc. But 9 times out of 10, if you think of all the things that you have in your pantry, it got one of those ingredients, okay? These ingredients are literally sprayed by a product called glyphosate, and this really interrupts or messes up a lot of your hormones, okay? Also, it's not good for your gut bacteria. So if your body is receiving a lot of glyphosate, you're basically literally poisoning your body. But these things are derived from a lot of, once again, corn, soy, wheat, gluten products, all right? 2, you need to cut out the sugar. Why? Sugar literally kills off the good bacteria and it's keeping the bad bacteria, all right? Cancers literally thrive off sugar. I'm gonna say it again. Cancers cannot thrive off ketones. Cancers only thrive off sugar. So if you cut out its supply, a cancer can't thrive, all right? Also, one thing you need to do, you need to start moving more. Believe it or not, once you're moving more, once you get active, you go outside, get some vitamin D, your body is able to produce more serotonin once you start moving more. And your body is actually producing more endorphins, right? And components such as like morphine, in a sense, that's gonna basically make you feel better, okay? Because serotonin, what it really does, it makes you improve your sense of well-being, and it also makes you feel better throughout the day. It's like the happy hormone, right? But once again, you need tryptophan in order for your body to produce its own serotonin, and serotonin helps, or is a precursor for melatonin, which means what? You're getting enough amino acids, you're getting enough tryptophan, you're gonna be able to sleep better as well, okay? So if you are somebody who are dealing with some depressive or anxiety symptoms, the best thing you can do is move more, work out. Nobody ever regrets a workout after. That's why you feel better when you work out, okay? 2, start getting some more vitamin D, which means what? Start going on a walk or start experiencing more time outside in the sun, okay? 3, you gotta fix your diet. So if you're gonna eat some organic things, right? You want it to be grass-fed and grass-finished. You don't want a lot of GMO stuff, but you need to avoid sugar and you need to avoid processed carbs, refined carbs, processed foods that has a lot of wheat, grain, soy, and gluten in it. All right? Hopefully you learned something today. That's your reset tip of the day. It's gonna help you stay snatched all the time. During the summertime, you need to protect your gut microbiome. Make sure you're taking a probiotic. And one of the best things you can do is take a shot of ACV, okay? Cool? Talk to you soon.